warm welcome to the Devil's Den here in Hobart, to our viewers right round Tasmania, and a special welcome to our Channel 7 viewers over there in Perth, Western Australia. I suppose as a Tasmanian, I hope the news that I bring you later this evening is bad, but let's hope anyhow that it's a very good game. The news from the Perth Wildcats is that Cal Bruton is stripped and will play if necessary. I think looking at the history of the matches between these sides, of course, the Devils are coming off some near misses, and Perth, I think Dennis Fitzmaurice would be a little bit disappointed with their form last weekend.
Yes, most definitely. Both teams can be disappointed over the last few weeks, Neville, and I think going into this game with the crowd almost at capacity again tonight, that we can see a great competition between, if Kelvin Bruton does get on the court, it'll be great because there's a lot of people here to see him tonight. And of course, then you've got Kelvin Scarborough, who is looking for a big one as well. So it's going to be an interesting competition.
Okay, well, our viewers both in Tasmania and in Western Australia, sit back and enjoy the action. The Tassie Devils play the Perth Wildcats. Crawford, Black, Ellis, Pinder.
Pinder's a big fella.
Davis. Right, here we go.
All right, let's go, players.
The umpires in charge here at the Devil's Den, Rob Barnett from Victoria, Graham Kemp, the local referee, and it's the Perth Wildcats to go into attack. And Mike Ellis with the ball. He's guarded there by Wayne Burden. Into the corner, deep. Shot by Alan Black. And first blood there to the Perth Wildcats. Now Burden to bring it down. Over the halfway mark. It's met by Alan Black. Fires wide to the Devils captain, Peter Mann. Number 22 for the Devils is, of course, Jerry Denard, one of the experienced players. Man, the three-point attempt. And rebounded by Crawford. So a turnover to the Western Australian side. More shots coming their way, and it's 4-0 as the ball is put in the hole by Tiny Pinder. Good start by the Western Australian team.
Devils need to tighten up on the defence. 2 uncontested shots there from Perth.
And Peter Mann. Joe Hurst is the man to watch tonight. A terrific scoring machine. Man, will he try the three-pointer? No. Off to Hurst. He's being closely guarded. You can expect that too. Gets a bit of room. Soft hands. It's off. Big Murray Shields in there competing, and that'll be the Devils' ball. Murray Shields is the tallest of the Tasmanian players, number 12. 210 centimetres is Big Murray. Jerry Denard brings it into Burden. Burden will go to Hurst. Hurst back to Burden. Terrific defence now by the Perth Wildcats. In the corner to Big Jerry Denard. Up and over the top to Peter Mann, who gets a bit of room and pops it in.
And a very effective screen there by Big Murray Shields as James Crawford runs straight bang into him.
Mike Ellis brings it up. This is Davis. Working it back to Tiny Pinder. The drive by Pinder is blocked by Murray Shields. Man gets to the Burden on the break. Has he got the assistance there? He'll go all the way himself. Rebounding strength is not the Devils' forte, and again it's taken by Davis, who gives it to Ellis. Back to Pinder. What was that? 3 seconds. 3 seconds in. Crawford. So a valuable turnover to the Tassie Devils. Last time these sides met over in Perth, the Devils very unexpectedly took out the points. They'll be hoping to do the same tonight to keep their playoff chances alive. The Perth Wildcats, on the other hand, in the playoff 6 and looking to consolidate. Man.
Let's have a look at this defence from Perth Wildcats.
Joe Hurst. Yes, sir.
Ties the game up 4 apiece, and of course Perth have gone into that zone.
This handle, the Devils will take it. Actually, the pass was just far too fast there for Tiny Pinder. And now the settling by Burden, off to Peter Mann, inside to Big Murray Shields, back to Mann, out to Burden, and Burden drops his hands and says, let's move. Mann will move around, go to the top, go all the way. The tip in, the try by Denard, now it's taken again. The forces will be regrouped by Burden. Desperation under the bucket by the Devils. Man to Big Joe Hurst, up and over. Unsuccessful. Man doesn't get the room. Hurst will. Murray Shields loses it. Ellis to Black. Outside the three-point zone. Over to Ellis. Out to Pinder. Back to Ellis. Now the Devils' turn to be a little bit defensive happy. Crawford's got it. Black now, just outside 3 points on the drive, feeds it off. That shot's no good. Pinder will rebound it and has it knocked out of his hands. Well, he was the last to make contact with it, and that'll belong to the Devils again. Mann and Burton in the back court. Wayne Burton has had a terrific last couple of weeks. He's played very spectacularly for the Devils in losing teams. Hurst.
Wildcats forming up into a 1-3-1 zone and doing it quite effectively. Big shot from Joe Hurst. Interception there by Murray Shields. Jerry Denard goes under. And a foul committed by number 11, Steve Davis.
Steve Davis is rising to acknowledge the referee's call before the referee blew the whistle. Here we go. Now Denard has it, and there you can see the top line number 11 who says, yes, ref, you caught me. Jerry Denard. One of the veterans in this Devils lineup as the Devils have looked for better talent. Jerry Denard's kept his place and is a great favourite for the home crowd here. Capacity crowd at the Den tonight. It's the lead for the Devils, 5-4, a chance to build on it. Then Devils by 2. In the back door, Ellis. Off to Crawford. Back out to Black. Long shot is good. That's a terrific shot by Steve Davis. Stop hands. 6-all.
Both teams making every opportunity, not wasting an opportunity offensively or defensively.
Burton working it to Denard. What about the long shot over the top? No. Mann gets a little bit of room, says I'll take that.
That's what I
think. Has the shot and draws the foul on Black. Or does he? Foul after the shot is called. So Peter Mann drawing the foul.
Here we go with the replay. Yes. Oh, couldn't tell from there. Graham Kemp was much closer than us.
The man bounce passes to Burton. That's a bit sloppy. So Burton goes over to Mann who gets the room. Can't get the shot up. Jerry Denard's got a bit more room this time. Drives along the baseline and hits the edge of the glass. And the Perth Wildcats take it again. Ellis has it. Quickly off to Davis. Back to Ellis, who's the setting up player to Pinder at the top of the key. He drives down and gets an easy shot. 8-6.
Going to have to watch Tiny Pinder there in the middle with driving on Big Murray Shields. Pinder is very slick.
Hurst has been beautifully guarded by the Perth Wildcats. Burton yelling and screaming for them to move. Mann's got it. Up and over into the corner to Burton, who gets well guarded off. He could go back to Mann if he wants to. He's now got room outside the 3-point line and pops it in. In fact, he started outside the 3-point line. The foot went over eventually.
Half an inch.
It's 2-8-all. Black's got it to Crawford. Back to Black. Was excellent play. On the drive, Black will score. Yes.
Very pretty play. Very nice, Mr. Black. The Wildcats lead by 2, 10-8.
Burton to Mann. In the corner to Denard. For Big Murray Shields under the basket. That could be the bucket was affected, but you find that the foul will be called on Michael Ellis, won't it?
No score.
No score. Devils ball from the side. Now there we see the rebound. And Ellis made contact with the arm of Murray Shields, who will now take the ball in from the side. Murray is not happy. The Devils should be so to still have the ball. The man's working hard in these opening minutes of the first quarter. So is this man Burton. Where do you go, Wayne? Back to Mann. Burton will get the room this time. Drives into the key. That's a terrific move by him. Goes all the way. Terrific rebounding too by firstly Pinder, who hands it off to Crawford, who on the bounce will go to Davis, and that's well played. Steve Davis having a very big influence on the opening minutes of this game.
And interesting to see the total professionalism of this Perth Wildcats team. You know, with Cal Bruton sitting there on the side, the team is in total control. Another thing.
Oh, the ball slapped out of the hands of the Big Murray Shields there. Crawford gets a bit of the fumbles. Back to Ellis, who likewise fumbles. Up to the top of the key. That shot is short, but it'll be taken by Wayne Burton. Burton drives. He's got nobody to assist. Now the troops have all arrived. Mann's calling the move. Burton outside 3 points. Ball taken by The Devils again. Murray turns and finds himself in space. And again the Devils fail to tip in. They're down by 4. And on this foray forward, the Wildcats have got a chance to make that a gap of 6. Ellis to Crawford. Can you turn and get the shot in? No, he screams for Ellis. Well, Hurst got up, slipped through his fingers. Crawford will pump it in. No, he won't. Pinder might. He does.
James Crawford's down and it looks like he's hurt his ankle.
Pinder is going up to check with, no he's not, he's going to let Crawford limp himself. There you can see Crawford, the perspire from Crawford being mopped up. Here we go.
The ball dropped between 3 Devils players there, Ned.
Crawford goes down this time, I think. There. Yeah. He touches his knee, and he goes off the court, in fact. And coming on is Trevor Torrance for the Perth Wildcats.
Big Dan Hickett coming in too. This is going to be an interesting match.
Dual change. Dan Hickett, 210 centimetres, the same size as Murray Shields. And Torrance, it's a double switch. So the Devils down 14-8 as Peter Mann's got the ball in the front court. Now Hurst, he's been guarded out of the game effectively. Mann, where's the off to? Now he gives it to Joe Hurst. He's being worn like a glove. No room at all to play tonight, Joe. Off he goes. And a foul called on TT, I think. Trevor Torrance, was it?
Yep.
Trevor Torrance cops a foul. He's only been on there a matter of 30 seconds or so. Gets his first. And that's 14 fouls now in the first quarter to the Perth Wildcats. With about 4 minutes to go. A bit over 4. Man, he thought he was into space, and now he is. Well, Jerry Denard stood there flat-footed, wasn't ready for that. And again, the turnover goes against the Devils. And when the Devils are down, the crowd goes down with them. It's quiet here, I can tell you. Pinder. Beautiful bounce pass. That's great basketball as Torrance puts it in the hole. And suddenly the Devils have their score double.
Very keen offence of the Perth Wildcats is enabling their players to get free for the easy shot, uncontested.
Timeout to be charged. And you can see that Dave Atkins just had a glimpse of him there, having a look around. Let's go to Dr. Dave Atkins because I think he's got a problem or two with 3.5 minutes to go in the first quarter.
You got to penetrate from the outside. You got to penetrate from the double distance. Let's stay with swing it. Mix in a flight occasionally in the throat. Okay? Now, we got to keep the first beat. Must be looking around. Must be looking around. Push it up the court. Hey, score, we're in 32. You're playing, you guys are back. You're up on a wing. Which wing are you playing?
Oh, yeah, the other one?
You're on. Yeah, you two guys.
Pick up on defense, man. Come on, let's go now.
Hey, we got to get out on him in this 32. Pressure on the second shot, too. Pressure.
So that's the Devils. You've got to get out on them in the 32. Tell our viewers that never played the game what that's all about.
32 is their offensive play. Okay, and of course they change it every week.
Okay, we're trying to crack the code. 16-8 with the Perth Wildcats starting off in this match very well. Now we've got a chance with Scarborough coming onto the court, and this could be an interesting period of play. That's Scarborough with the ball. The Scar, they call him, Hurst.
Big one.
No. Well, I tell you what, it's done some laps here, some laps of honour without dropping in for the Tassie Devils. Now Fenton's got it. See, they've made some changes. Number 4 is Watterson for the Perth Wildcats. Inside round and about to Hickett. Pinder gets the screen. To get the basket, he doesn't. And the referee, Rob Barnett.
Number 8, Peter Blight.
Foul on Blight for a chop. And you watch this. There's Pinder's shot.
See him shoving Hickett there right on the side.
And
you're not allowed to do that,
He
Pete.
didn't.
Get yourself into the game. Lift your game.
In, out, round and about. Pinder in under the Hickett. And they keep the ball. Just tipped one of the Tassie Devils players on the way out. Watterson. Inside the Torrance. And the assist, I think, came from Pinder. And that's suddenly a 10-point lead to the Perth Wildcats. Gee, they're playing well here. I think the crowd generally expected the Devils to take over from where they left off against North Melbourne last week. But so far, that has not happened. Here's the key to the plot, I think. There's one of them as well. He's had a pretty quiet night, Jerry Denard, and he gets some scores on the board, and boy, do the Devils go back. Now Denard goes to the other end and steals. Scarborough's got the ball. The Scarborough hands it off to Burton, who runs into a big wall in the corner of Pinder, turns around and puts it in. And suddenly, after being on 8 for about 3 or 4 minutes, they're back on fire again, but they still trail by 6. They've still got plenty of work to do. Watterson's got the ball. Oh, under the basket, easy as you like. The Torrent's going to get the room. He can't. Kick it to him. Kick it behind
Peter Blight. A great effort, Big Dan Hickett, to get possession of that ball with Peter Blight having control of it. Leon Walsh says there must have been some contact in there.
The jumper's off. Perth have got the ball. Pinder tried to drive. Hickett drops it. Stolen by the Devils. A fortuitous break for the home side. Scarborough. Where are you going, Kelvin? But he'd like to drive to the basket, but can't. Jerry Denard's got it. And he's going to take the shot and puts it in.
Good stuff. They've got a very good team on the court. They've got plenty of height, big jumpers, Western Australia, and they've got some fast little guys out there, and those fellas that I'm talking to.
Perth Wildcats, after having a commanding lead of 10 points and dodging along easily, suddenly find themselves under a bit of pressure. Let's go down to Cal Bruton and see what he says to his charges.
Don't take chances, all right? You got to lead every time down the court. Okay, we in the goal offense. We're in the goal. Just be patient with it. I hop it around. We get that flash where Trevor was on the baseline. That's going to be open. Have a look at it. Okay? Make sure you guys inside, the 3 guys inside, keep moving. Try to get into the high post and we can reverse it from there. Okay? Come on, guys. Come on. Let's go.
A coach totally in control, doesn't need to rant and rave, and he's been very explicit in his instructions there to the players, a little bit that I could pick up in saying that let's look at the flash, and that's that move along the baseline where they're getting themselves free off a screen and getting a free shot, little 6 or 8 footer.
Pinder's got to pass it back to Fenton. And Fenton will take the shots himself. That's a good move. And it's 20-14, so that margin is 6 again. Scarborough brought to Tasmania as the big point guard outside shooter. And in recent times, he's not been taking those shots. Bit of the fumbles there. It's quickly tidied up. Now Scarborough's got space. You're going to take the outside shot off. He passes off. Eventually, Blight tidies up and takes the shot himself and pops it in.
Never rely on Peter Blight. You know, he is such a strong player in underneath the basket, and we should see a lot of him tonight, I hope.
Now Watterson's got it. Back to Fenton. He had the room to take the shot. Apparently, he's not allowed to. Fenton back to Watterson. Inside to Crawford. That was knocked away. Now here goes Scarborough. Attempts for a dunk. In fact, they'll just lay the... We'll go for that. Watterson, in fact, has drawn the foul. Watterson and Chop on the way to the basket. Now here's the steal. That pop up to Crawford was unsuccessful. The drive to the basket is all the way. And there's that clunk. Just that contact with the forearm that you can't do.
As minor as it might have been, it's still sufficient. And the player gets the offensive player gets the benefit. There walks to the line to take his 2 shots. 1 for 1.
2019 says the scoreboard. In fact, did they? I just wonder about that scoreboard. Yep, in fact, now it's 2018. In fact, what they did was give the 2 points to Scarborough on the run to the basket, which he never ever got, but he got both foul shots. And so it's 2 points the difference with about 26 seconds to go. Crawford's got the ball. Back down to Ellis. Pops it quickly to Fenton. Whips it under the basket. How long? To Torrance. And the points will count. 22. Foul on 22 for the push from Jerry Denard. Draws the foul. Now watch this. Make your own judgment. There's the inside shot to Pinder. And Torrance lays all over Jerry Denard. Jerry did something on the blind side that we didn't spot. He was all over him. You know what, there's some discussion. Barnett's going to hold firm. Even Wayne Bird.
course, the crowd had what the crowd think. The crowd had a lot to say there too. So they've jumped away to a 5-point lead just through that one decision.
Scarborough gives it to Burton. Burton back to Scarborough, who's got room. He came here as a 3-point machine. Hits the rim. Rebounded by Joe Hurst. Brilliant foul on the siren, does he? Yep. There's a foul on number 6, I think, Ellis.
6 White. Hit him on the
6
rebound.
White, Ellis.
1-1.
Hit him, says Robbie Barnett.
He'll see it.
Up
And it
there,
goes-
hits the
Now,
rim.
this is real professional stuff. Joe falling away from the basket, no chance in the world of putting it in the hole, and now gets the benefit of 1 and 1.
This is it. Last shot of the quarter, I can tell you that. The clock's gone.
Yes, it had to go in for him to get the opportunity to take the next one.
Joe Hurst, one of the most iconic characters I've ever struck. Looked around, then rolled the eyes when that did the tour of inspection. 23-19. 23-20 at quarter time. So the Perth Wildcats got away to lead by 10. And at quarter time, the Devils fight back. Let's look at the major scorers in the ball game. Tiny Pinder's had 8 for the Perth Wildcats. Torrance has had 5. And then for the Cascade Tassie Devils, Jerry Denard's had 6. And 4 apiece to Joe Hurst and Peter Mann. At quarter time here at the Devil's Den in Hobart, the Perth Wildcats 23, the Tassie Devils 20.
Here we go, players.
Second quarter about to start at the Devil's Den. Crawford and Hurst at the tip-off. Crawford wins. Nice bit of play to Torrance. From the backcourt, Ellis brings it up for the Wildcats. They lead by 3. Long shot from the corner. Starts off the scoring. Scott Fenton pops it in. Extends the lead to 5. Scarborough now, point guard. To Blight. Oh, lazy pass there to Denard. And Denard gets pushed by Tiny Pinder from behind and is lucky to call the foul.
Made the comment in the first quarter never about the professional unit there. Just watch Tiny Pinder acknowledge that yes, that was my foul. Good call. Good call. You know, they're keeping it sweet with the referees.
Now Blight to Scarborough to Burden. In the corner to Blight again. Up and over to Hurst, but it's knocked out of court by the Perth Wildcats defence. Denard. To Burden. Burden virtually the court captain. Over to Peter Blight. Loves to take a shot. Gives it to Hurst, who can't get any room at all tonight. And puts it in. I think that's only second point from the floor. That's 2 from 6, I think he's had. Torrance on the drive. Pops the foul on Scarborough. And if you watch that, you'll see that Scarborough was running with him and eventually tried to head him off at the pass, and you just can't get away with that. So, court, guilty as charged. 25-22, Fenton's got the ball. Inside to Crawford, and the foul on Hurst, is it? He takes 11 now. There's a shot, and Hurst dropped his head there. You watch this.
Big Joe comes over the back, bang, bad luck. But Crawford, who hasn't been seen much of tonight, who has an absolutely brilliant basketball physique and a jumping beam to boot.
In it goes.
That's his first points for the game. 2 points.
27-22. Perth Wildcats by 5 here at the Devil's Den in Hobart. Scarborough gets a bit of room. Goes to Denard. Gee, that's high. Almost sprint rain. The tip-in's unsuccessful. Hurst gets it back and lays it up over the edge of the rim. 3 points for difference. And we were just saying between quarters, if the Devils were to get back into the game, if they were to exert enormous influence, it'll be because Joe Hurst, number 11, fires. In the corner, Torrance has got it. Now they swap sides to Crawford. And Crawford might have had 2 points a moment or 2 ago. Now he's got 4. 29-24.
The Devil's zone with Crawford playing in the base of their offense could be a little bit suspect with a short player like Peter Blight down in the back of their zone.
Scarborough.
Nice feed into Peter Blight. Brilliant.
He's got very quick hands, Scarborough. And when it works, it just looks so dynamic.
So cool. Terrific.
Still 3 points the gap. Basket for basket they go, the Wildcats and the Devils. Ellis is setting up man to Fenton. Can't quite get the room that he wants. Oh, that's good play to Torrance. to never go in. Crawford has the ball knocked out of his hands. Torrance comes up with it. I think he needed to come up for oxygen. Been a foul call. It's on 4 for the Devils. Wayne Burton. And I think for Wayne Burton, he's a pretty rugged customer out there on the court. Now, statistic and Leon Walsh shows that that's his first personal foul. Jerry Denard goes off the court for the Devils, along with Wayne Burton.
Murray Shields came in, and Peter Mann.
Now, some bonus for Trevor Torrance, or TT as he's got on the back of his shirt. 1 for 1. Take a bonus, take a bow. Take another bow. 31-26, 5 points the difference in the ball game. Kelvin Scarborough.
We're waiting for Kelvin Scarborough to exert his influence in this game. One pass doesn't make a summer.
Peter Mann outside the 3-point line. Oh, so close. First rebound. Has the ball sucked out of his hands by number 6, Mike Ellis. And should go to the line for some bonus. White 6. Side, says the ref. Well done, ref. Call me again. Here we go. Gee. Well, it started there after shooting at the Dennis.
He was thinking about it. That's about it. We have Peter Blight on screen looking to get the ball as quickly as he can and get it into Peter Mann. Out to Scarborough. Let's see some action, Mr. Scarborough.
Scarborough will give it back to Hurst. No, he won't. He'll swap sides to Mann. I think they're trying to work it to Hurst. Gets a bit of room, goes to the baseline and shoots and pops it in. This man has been one of the signs of NBL season 88. Jumping Joe Hurst, a terrific player. He's had a couple of 50-point games this year. Fenton, off to TT. The shot by Torrance is short of the mark, and the Devils take it. Scarborough down the court. Off to Peter Mann. Over to Hurst. Dives into space. Pops it in. Dave Atkins has got into Joe Hurst, I think, and the message has got through.
And we're starting to see some real action from Joe Hurst and Kelvin Scarborough. Back setting up their zone defence. Hustle and bustle.
Fenton has got the ball, trying to set it up now. In the corner to Crawford. Back out the top to Fenton. 3-point attempt is good. 34-30. Perth Wildcats lead. Breathe easily. Our viewers to Channel 7 in Perth for the moment. Scarborough. Up and over to Big Murray. Were you ready for it, Murray? He's trying to get a bit of room.
So. Yeah.
Before the foul, the pushing foul will be charged against 33, I think.
We go back. Well, that was a brilliant pass from Scarborough to Murray Shields.
Look at Murray.
Murray did a great job to get the shot away with pretty good balance and control too for a big 7-footer.
He's the man who's really maturing this season. He's had some fine games for the Devils. First jump.
Gave the basket a wink, and let's see this one go in, Murray.
Well, both of them were in the bucket, and then I think there's a hand there just pushing them out. Perth Wildcats by 4. 8 minutes to go, second term. Black to Hickett, back to Alan Black. Change sides, Fenton back to Black again. They're trying to give Black some space, I think. There maybe is the man they're trying to give space to, Torrance. Ball knocked out of court by Jumping Joe Hurst.
Brilliant. He was, I reckon, 3 or 4 feet in the air in a vertical jump at that stage. Here we go. Let's see the replay. Joe up. He was. Belts the ball away. Comes off the backstage.
Crawford takes shots. Foul on Murray Shields. Murray just dropped his head. There's the man, Cal Bruton. Stripped and ready to play. Will play if necessary was Cal Bruton's coming. At the moment it's not. The Perth Wildcats are up by 4. Crawford's on the line.
Both teams are going to fit at the misses.
James Crawford.
Certainly not like James Crawford to be missing a shot as easy as a foul shot.
He misses both. Torrance has got the ball, knocked out of his hand. Play on, says there.
Scramble.
Jump ball. 11. Well, can you believe that? Murray Shields at one end of the court misses two, and then James Crawford. You'd bet money, you'd take substantial odds on about Crawford.
Peter Blight went out for 30 seconds. Probably only 10 seconds of actual playing time. And gives Big Murray Shields the rest, and after missing 2 foul shots, Dave said he must be tiring. I'll take him out and give him a breather for a minute.
Torrance and Hurst to jump. Back Hurst. Back Torrance. Hurst gets the second go, knocks to Scarborough. I'll give the points there to Joe Hurst. Scarborough's tried to go all the way, lays it off to Peter Blight.
Peter Blight is very, very reliable in that situation, and with his little left hand or right hand little hook shot, takes him to 6 points.
Fenton's got it. The build up in the corner to Torrance, back to Fenton. They try to cut into Crawford, no. The big one right across to Alan Black. And on the drive, gives it back to Torrance. He'll take the shot this time. In out round the mountain, Jerry Denard rebounds. Jerry Denard in the backcourt to bring it up now. He gives it to Starving to do the hard work. That's what you paid for, Kelvin.
That's dead right, not Jerry Denard.
Man takes the shot. Everybody's having a turn. Trevor Torrance knocks it out of court. Torrance got last touch to it. Blues still own. Big Jerry. Indeed, they're all pretty tall. Scarborough. To Peter Mann, the captain. Hurst to Scarborough. He'll drive. No, he won't. He passes off to Blight. It flicked Blight's hands. It'll be blue ball. I think that went by and up to Scott Fenton. And off Fenton's hands, I think. Let's have a look at this.
I think umpire Graham Kemp was watching the player contact and see where the ball went.
I don't think there's any doubt when I looked at the replay whose hands came up. That's a gift. Jerry Denard scores from it. 34 points in 6 minutes and 19 seconds to go. Second return. Devils game in Hobart. Alan Black says to Hickett, just give us a bit of room. Bounce pass to Crawford. Oh, brilliant work on the pass by the Devils. The steals could still be on. Scarborough. Man, a little bit slow of hands. Crawford anticipated beautifully. The only problem was he knocked it out of court. Well played, James Crawford. Terrific work by the Perth Wildcats man. Scarborough, 3-point attempt. Any more but more than any other. This takes the Devils to the ball.
Takes the Devils to a 3-point lead. This is the first time they've actually hit the lead in the game so far.
Alan Black gets room, gets the screen from Hickett. In, out, round and about. Hickett knocks it out of court. And the Devils suddenly get the ball game rolling for them. They started badly. They faced a 10-point deficit first quarter. They've fought back. And the court clears because there's to be a timeout. The timeout charged against the Perth Wildcats. But let's go to Dave Atkins and see if he places his charges for the fight back.
Walking the burrito with through and walking my out.
Okay, Kelvin, who's on black here? Judge special.
I got one side.
Okay, we're gonna run judge special. We're gonna run Kelvin off to the left side, so we'll enter on this side, enter on this way. Okay?
Let's go, guys. Come on now. Let's go down, man.
All right, they're going to run Jack Special. I backed that once at the Greyhound. Jack Special's the going right. So that's the next play they're going to try. 37-34. It's almost like listening to a wartime cabinet meeting and trying to work out exactly where they were going to bomb the next day. 37-34 is the scoreline. About 5.5 minutes to go through the second quarter. The crowd just starting to realise that the Devils are now getting their act together.
And of course, the coaches have had to come in with these call signs and what have you, Neville, because of the television exposure. Coaches are able to get the games and replay them and hear what's going on. So we've got to change the names of the call signs every day and again just to keep them
Here
guessing.
comes Jack Special. It was really special. It worked. That's what they wanted. It kept Scarborough into space. Joe Hurst has made the big difference here for the Devils. In the first quarter, he threw 1 of 5. In this quarter, he's thrown 4 of 5. Alan Black thought he had space. Hickett did. He looked up and thought, what am I doing here?
And he's still chasing it.
Jump ball. Jump scrum. I just said a scrum.
You just see Dan Hickett grovel along the floor.
Here we go. Watch this.
Here he goes. Chases it. And he keeps going.
Look at Pinder. Pinder is trying to pack it out of the pack.
And ladies and gentlemen, that big guy is 7 feet tall.
So away we go with more action when the first was mopped up. I don't know if these lads
It's a bit behind you too.
get in for the freebies just to dry the court. Actually, as a young lad, I think I'd have taken great delight in that job to see high quality basketball, and that's what this is. From the Devil's Den in Hobart, second quarter of the big one between the Perth Wildcats in the white, Cascade Tassie Devils in the blue. Pinder hits the edge of the glass. Another jump ball, have we? Another one. Well, at this grade of basketball, we don't often see them there. We've had three today, I think.
James Crawford and Jerry Denard to contest it again as the boys scrub away to remove the perspiration.
There's Pinder's in the last
Pinder
one.
shouldn't have got that ball in the first place.
Away they go. Denard's got it. Crawford had it. So I've got another jump. The crowd, I think, are wondering whether this really is basketball. Capacity House at the Devil's Den at Kingborough. And the Perth Wildcats have still got the ball. Long shot. And knocked out of court by Peter Blight. That'll still be the Perth Wildcats ball. The pressure's starting to tell. There's a lot of errors coming into the game, Dennis.
Yeah, and you look at the work of these smaller players. I mentioned Wayne Bird and Peter Blight. I'll leave it over to you.
Crawford. Just can't find the hoop. It's a challenge down there.
That's just what I was saying about Peter Blight. He's always there contesting, holding his ground, and there he draws the foul in that situation. As we get Nick Murray Shields replacing Peter Blight again.
Scott Method going off for the Perth Wildcats, and coming on is Eric Watterson. Now, the Devils to bring the ball up from the backcourt. They lead by 3. We've had a long period of timeouts, jump balls, and very little scoring in a real needle match now. Big Jerry Denard. Bigger Murray Shields. And Pinder is the rebounder. Watterson brings it down. He's the playmaker currently. Number 8 is Alan Black. Watto, it says on the back of the shirt. That's who's got it. James Crawford in the corner. Back to Black. Good guarding by the Devils. Watterson's got a bit of space. Scarborough knocks it out of his hands. Away they go. Whoop! Return for it. Burton gets the flick. I don't mean he gets kicked off the top. There's going to be another steal here. Crawford knocks it out of the hands. A lot of mistakes.
Yeah, Wayne tried to do just a little bit too much.
Back to Watterson. To Crawford. Inside to Hickett.
Who's been quiet.
Pinder. Too much. Hickett kept it in at about the 5th attempt. And the Perth Wildcats trail by a point.
Twice it rolled in and out.
Well, this last couple of minutes is mistakes basketball, isn't it?
Devils need to score from this opportunity, from this possession, just to keep that little bit of breathing space. Keep the ball moving quickly, fellows. Brilliant
Trying to create
defense.
the chance. 9 seconds left on the shot clock. The drive from Scarborough is passed back off to Jerry Denard. And Jerry Denard's long shot is effective. Devils by 3. Denard's thrown 10 points now. He's just about the game high scorer, I think. Actually, I'm wrong. 12 for Hurst. He's the game high scorer. Hickett. Denard. And Burton's away. He's got some support. Hurst. Oh, sugar. And Joe Hurst says to Robbie Barnett, no, I didn't think it was all that bad. He draws the foul. That's Joe Hurst's second. And that's 5 team fouls for the quarter to the Tassie Devils. Warren Escort just coming on for the Devils. You can see him there, bottom right of your screen, and Wayne Burton going off. I think he's just suffering from trying to do a bit too much on the last couple of occasions. So Warren Escort comes on, one of the local players here, and Watterson brings the ball up for the Perth Wildcats. 2.5 minutes to go. Crawford's got it. Swap sides. In fact, Crawford's got it now. It's pinned to Crawford. Back to Alan Black. Hits the back of the ring. Rebound by Denard. Off to Scarborough. He's got Hurst available. tries to go all the way himself, and he doesn't. I was just about to say, Dennis, if he doesn't throw this basket, I reckon Coach Atkins will throw him back to the city. But he did it.
And that moves them away to a handy 5-point lead with 2 minutes, 10 seconds to go in the second quarter.
Alan Black. Pickett. Back to Watterson. He's got space. Got the basket.
Handy 3 points. What a handy. As we go just under the 2-minute mark. Warren Escort bring the ball down, give it to the professional. That's the stuff.
Scarborough on the drive.
Thank you.
Foul is on number 8. Alan Black again, doing a hell of a lot in defence. Alan Black.
There he is. He can't move when that player is on the charge. You stand with your feet stationary. Just the feet anchored into the floor. As though nailed there. You're going to get the foul for the charge, but you can't move with the player. Scarborough.
This one, that's the stuff.
You're not forgetting our viewers to Channel 7, eh? You're not forgetting our viewers to Channel 7, eh?
Not at all. Not at all. That's it. That's great.
43-39, Devils by 4. Not so great if you're barracking for the Perth Wildcats, who at one stage had a 10-point lead. Watterson's got the ball. Into the corner to Pinder, and Pinder has it flicked out of his hands, and it'll be nearly retaining possession. No foul. Dave Atkins is up. Looks like he's trying to land an aircraft on an aircraft carrier. Oh. Jerry's down. But Jerry gets up as well. Davis is going back into the ball game. Steve Davis. And Dan Hickett coming out. And that's the penalty for the mishandling, isn't it? Just dropped the ball a moment ago, so have a rest. Now Crawford down almost to the halfway line to Alan Black. There's a minute and a half left. Up and over to Crawford. Terrific play.
Excellent play.
41-43.
James Crawford. That was the leak that I was talking about a little earlier in the game, where Crawford is able to perform absolutely brilliant stunts and events, and the rebounding is phenomenal. Here he is. He'll walk the line now.
He's back.
With that being the 6th foul of the Tassie Devils. James Crawford will walk to the line for the 1-and-1 opportunity, which means that if he gets the first one in, he gets the second. And here we have Cameron Dickinson coming into the game for the first time tonight with just over a minute to go.
And Warren Escort, after that giving away the foul, taken straight off by Coach Atkins. So Crawford on the line. First shot. You get more, he does.
Coach Atkins is a strict disciplinarian and won't put up with anything like that. And I guess Warren's paid the penalty now.
Legend Cal Bruton, it's 43-42. Now it's 43 all. The ball game tied up, coming up to half-time here. Scarborough's got the ball in the backcourt. Crawford, the man you saw briefly there, is the man that's bringing this Perth Wildcats side back into the match. Playing well. Now Cameron Dickinson, the redhead, got it. Has the ball knocked out of his hands by Crawford, but only as far as Scarborough, who drives along the back line. They lose the ball. Watterson's got it. Hands it off. 11 is Steve Davis. Over to Black. Black shot misses. It'll be tipped in by Crawford. And what a 5 minutes Crawford's had as the Perth Wildcats go to a 2-point lead. And Crawford has suddenly got 10 points, and I think he's got all of those in this quarter. Scarborough. Hurst, back to Dickinson. Hurst on the baseline. Gets through, gives it back to Denard. Scarborough puts one in. 3-pointer, Devils lead.
That's a little bit of a steadier for the Devils, as the team appeared to be unsettled with that a lot of substitutions there.
Black's got it now. Back to Watterson. 13 seconds to go to half-time. Devils by 1. And the Perth Wildcats will hold this and try. They'll take the last shot of the half. There's no risk. Watterson rolls through the can. Still gets the ball. Hasn't got it out of his hand. The Perth Wildcats will retain possession. They've got 2 seconds to put the shot up. And there's the Devils coaching staff. They don't like that at all.
He appeared to travel the full length of the tee without bouncing the ball here. Let's have a look. Bounced it a couple of times there. Now he's had control. He's gone through there. He's picked it up and thrown it around, and it's out. Well, you saw it, the same as we did.
Seemed to be a bounce.
All the best, WA.
Okay, 46-45. 2 seconds to go on the clock. Crawford's got the ball back. The clock counting down. They need to get the ball back into play now since both have been knocked out again. 1 second on the clock. Will have it finish? Now, up and over. And Devils have got the ball as half-time goes. And the Cascade Tassie Devils lead the Perth Wildcats by 46 points to 45. After Perth led at quarter time by 23 points to 20. The top scorers for the leaders, the Devils. Joe Hurst has 12 points, Kelvin Scarborough 12 and Jerry Denard 10, with Peter Blight on 6. For the Perth Wildcats, James Crawford has 10, Tiny Pinder 8 and 7 apiece to Trevor Torrance and Scott Fink. Half-time at the Devil's Den in Hobart, the Cascade Tassie Devils 46, lead the Perth Wildcats 45. Well, it's half-time here at the Devil's Den in Hobart, and the score is only 1 point different to what it was at the start of the match, with the Devils leading by a point. And Kelvin Bruton, the Perth Wildcats coach, is here with me. Cal, that game is really still there for the taking, isn't it?
Well, it's definitely. It was a very slow-type game. Both teams executing zone defenses, and we're trying to pick and choose our shots. So I'd like to think that we'll get on top this quarter.
You started off in terrific fashion in that first quarter and went away to that 10-point lead. So at that stage, you must have been enjoying the trip down there. What went wrong?
Well, we had a couple of turnovers. We didn't get back on defense. They had a couple of easy opportunities, and then Joe Hurst got hot, and that seemed to make the difference right then.
Well, I suppose the thing you'd be proud about in the second quarter and pleased about was the fact that not only did Joe get hot, but your man James Crawford did as well.
Well, James is our leading scorer and the guy that we go to in the heat of the game to put up the tough shots. But we also got 4 other guys on the floor that can do the job too, and I'm just asking for more contribution from everyone.
What did you say to the lads at halftime? That loss last week must have been the sting to get you going again. What do you have to say to them?
Well, I just called a shot and said this is the most important half of our basketball career, sort of thing. And if we're gonna make a dent in the playoffs, we have to do it right this half. And each trip down the court is a very big one.
I know you've got a very close emotional attachment with the Devils coach Dave Atkins. Easy or hard to coach against him?
Well, he's a cagey operator. He's a lot of experience there, and he's flashing numbers on the sideline the whole bit. I just can't let it distract me. But yeah, I'm not thinking about that. I'm just thinking about my team and the win. So that's what's most important to me now. Okay. Well, thanks for talking to us, Cal Bruton, and I'm looking forward to a terrific second half. Let's get back to the action.
They're in control.
I'll toss it high. I hope.
You'll need to, because James.
So the second half gets away, and it'll be Perth first into attack as they were in the first half. And James Crawford has it. Alan Black now on the drive. 3's down. Black to Pinder. Danger, that's it. Good move. Very good move by those lads.
And it was so easy for them too. And the Devils have started slowly, as has been typical of so many of their quarters through the season so far.
So, the Devils are now behind by a point. Scarborough. First, as you heard the man say, he's hot, he misses that one. He hurt his knee. Yep. Tell you what, there's a bit of drama behind the play. We'll pick that up in a minute. Pinder's got it. Shot comes in. A bit of danger here. Meanwhile, at the other end of the court, Joe Hurst has hurt his knee. I tell you, if this is serious, and it looks a bit that way, he's been wearing a fairly heavy knee guard on this leg, Dennis. He's gone out without it tonight, and that doesn't look all that smart. And he put the shot up, he twisted, he grabbed the knee on the way to the floor, and Joe Hurst, the shooting machine for the Tassie Devils. Now here it is. The shot goes up, lands awkwardly.
Oh, yes.
And there you can see the pain eventually strikes him, and he thinks, gee, this isn't smart at all. So Joe Hurst.
And God, you've got to admire this Perth Wildcats team. The first 3 players back to Joe Hurst lying on the floor were Perth players. And that's tremendous sportsmanship.
Joe just having a chat there to the club doctor. What's he going to do? Stay on, go off. Dave Atkins is out on the court. What do you reckon, Joe? Look at that smile on his face again. I think he might be all right. We're going to continue on.
What am I, Superman?
One of almost Superman, I hear somebody say, well, he didn't do a bad job. I just hope that he's free and ready to go now. Now, the Perth Wildcats, meanwhile, have taken a 3-point lead. They lead 49-46, and the Devils are on the move again. Burton to Scarborough, to Hurst, to Denard. Yes! Gee, on the bounce, when it was coming down, I thought that's going to loop out. Ellis. Oh, yeah, why not come in a little bit closer? Oh,
yeah.
Set for the shot.
Everybody was waiting for the rebound before the blooming shot was even taken.
He set himself up and then thought, gee, I could go to a couple of places here, which he did, and that made it a lot easier. 51-48. Burton. Up and over to Big Jerry. Don't turn and shoot this time. No, Burton 3-point attempt. Oh! The Wildcats scores to tie it up.
Wildcats defense is they're getting into a double team situation as often as they can, and perhaps they had a good look at the replay of last week's game against North Melbourne.
Pinder. Never on. And the ball grabbed by Big Jerry Denard. Scarborough. 2 to beat. Tried to loop over to Joe Hurst, and the ball's been stolen by the Wildcats. To be brought down and caught by Ellis. It's going to go all the way. Oh, the bounce pass was such a perfect move there to Alan Black. Just simply wasn't ready for it. I think he expected, like I did, that Ellis was going to go all the way. Yeah. Hands by the sides. Hurst set up. Well, Cal Bruton said at half time that Joe Hurst had taken over, and he continues that. That needs a little bit dicey, but apparently good enough to still throw some baskets on. Big Murray Shields stops the ball on the way to James Crawford. The crowd are loving this now.
That's some interesting statistics from the first half for our viewers, Neville. The Devils' team shooting was 46%, the Wildcats 41%.
Scarborough could go all the way here. The ball's been knocked out of course by Ellis. So at least the Dark Blues can contain the ball. Well, they've got it again.
And the Wildcats just didn't make enough of their opportunities. They had 25 rebounds to the Devils' 12 in that first half.
Tiny Pinder strong under the basket. Does the hard work then. Gives it to Ellis. Here's the steal to Scarborough. He'll go all the way for a layup. You think they won't be Devils dead? The Scarborough doesn't. Takes them away to a 4-point lead. Scarborough has now thrown 14 points. Ellis on the break of Davis. Back to Ellis. Over to Black. Oh, again here. Scarborough's got it. Another steal, another turnover for the Devils. Suddenly it's mayhem time for the Wildcats. Hurst, that's short. Pinder, desperate. Crawford, lucky. Not so lucky. Can't keep him in court. Finishes up in the $2 seats.
Just quickly, we'll get the individual shooting percentages in. The Devils first 5 from 11 for 45%. Scarborough 3 from 6 for 50%. And Jerry Denard 4 from 6 for 67%. For the Wildcats, Pinder 4 from 11, 36%. Crawford 3 from 7.
Up and over to Shields. He's done it. 6-point lead to the Devils. Big Murray should be pleased with that one too. Ellis, 3-point attempt. Takes the backboard only. Scarborough flicks it back into court. Was it out? I think it was. Graham kept right on the scene there. You can see umpire Graham kept in the corner. He said, sorry fellas. Here we go, Ellis. Perth Wildcats have it. Number 8 there is Alan Black. There you can see the Perth Wildcats bench. Ellis inside to Pinder, outside to Black. No room to shoot. The Devils really harassing now. Ellis has got it. Up and over to the big man. And Pinder and Flurry shell out between the top and the court. Tiny Pinder, in a fit of feet, knocked the ball into the crowd. I don't blame you. The crowd, of course, giving the raspberry. Scarborough to Hurst. Back out to Wayne Burton. Line drive. Not on. Scarborough's got it again. Clock ticking down to 13 seconds. Burton will take the shot. Clears the lot. Crawford takes it. Alan Black. Oh, it's going to be a charging foul. A who's stripped and ready to play will not be a happy man. Let's go down and hear what he's got to say.
We're coming down. Let's go goal. Okay. Let's get Gillis play, all right? We want like 3 or 4 passes, first 3 or 4 without the ball hitting the floor. We zip around and spread the defense out. Okay, we have to then we're gonna try to penetrate on the seam. And then when the shot's there, so let's put it off and let's go to the ball, all right? Defensively, let's go on to 23. Okay, 23, so get our profile, okay? All right, let's get hands up and a lot of hustle. Let's go, let's get back on it. Yo!
Now, there'll be a roar here for Bruton. He's a terrifically popular bloke here in Hobart. I don't think the crowd yet realise that he's on the court, but when they do, I'm sure they'll let him know they like that. Or will they? I think they're so engrossed with the way the Devils are playing if they notice Kelvin. He's been a terrific ornament to the game here in Australia. He's just done so much for the credibility of NBL basketball.
Here, I endorse every word you say, Neville.
Scarborough and Burton in the backcourt for the Devils, who lead by 6. And as you heard Cal Bruton say at half-time in the interview, he realises this is the most important half of basketball for the Perth Wildcats this year. They must win this game. Denard. Rebounding by Alan Black. On the break to Tiny Pinder. Over to Cal Bruton. Now the crowd realise he's on the court. They don't do much at all. Alan Black. Out to TT. Back to Cal Bruton. And the ball is what? It's Perth Wildcats ball. Reset the time clock. Perth have it. Trevor Torrance. Back to the top to Alan Black. Out to Cal Bruton. Over to Tiny Pinder. Back to Bruton. Inside to Torrance. Over to Black. He's going to take the shot. Rebound the Devils. It was a mess the way they did it, but nonetheless it's effective if you retain possession. Burton's in no hurry. Scarborough's starting to play quite well. Burton's played well the last month or so. He's been terrific. Scarborough, 3-point attempt. Skims the top of the ring. Strong rebounding by Tiny Pinder. Tiny Pinder is a slight exaggeration, isn't it? 12. Huge Pinder. Fouls on Murray Shields, number 12. And Perth will take the ball from the side. Perth in the all-white strip. The Devils in the dark blue. And the Devils lead by 6, 57-51. And again, we're going through a period of inactivity on the scoreboard. Crawford cops the foul from Terry Denard, and Terry Denard said, I'll admit that. 22. You wouldn't call some that come my way. Two fouls on Terry Denard.
Here we have the replay, Neville, coming through. Gee, I've seen a lot worse.
Not a great deal of contact. We've just seen a 2-pointer, though, by Tiny Pinder. He's thrown 12 for the ball game, and that margin is back to 4.
I guess the Perth Wildcats supporters will be pleased to see Cal Bruton back on the court too after sitting coaching on the bench for so many of their home games recently.
Terry Denard. Scarborough.
Yes.
Quick hands. Very effective. Alan Black. Dave Atkins on the sideline saying, cool it. Torrance. Up and over to Black. Inside to Crawford. Turns and shoots and pops it in. Terrific skills by the big man once again. He's had a 12-point ball game so far. In a match where scores are particularly hard to come by, the Devils this year have been able to keep many a good team down under the 100 points. They're a very strong defensive side. Not strong in the rebounding department, but they seem to be able to contain scoring. Hurst tries out that knee, gets a whack in the face from Tiny Pinder. Quite accidental. Thanks, Tiny. The Devils bench is up. Tiny Pinder saying, look, stay outside. Joe Hurst saying, well, it hurt. Watch. Whack. Back at the range. Murray Shields.
The last 3 home games, Neville, Big Murray Shields has come to the fore and he's had a double-hand slam dunk in each game, which has been great to see for his confidence. Interception.
And the Devils cool it. In the corner to Scarborough. Scarborough on the line drive. The ball knocked away by James Crawford. And James Crawford is not amused. I think he's just frustrated, really, that the game is turning a little bit sour for the Perth Wildcats. Benton comes in as we watch this on the drive. Wham!
I seem to recall that James fouled out in the game here last year. And it was a big disappointment. I think the Devils won that one too, didn't they?
Scarborough.
Well, they haven't won this one. There's a long way to go, and especially with shooting like that, Kelvin, we need the ball in the hole.
Last week, North Melbourne, of course, were way behind and got up and won. He misses both. Crawford rebounds, so the foul was worthwhile. Cal Bruton, 3-point attempt. And this is the last. Rebounded by Hurst. Flash rate to Scarborough. He's got Bruton to beat. Can't. Lays it off to Wayne Burton. He says, let's use the 30 seconds. Hurst. Look. 64-55 now. 17 points for Jumping Joe Hurst, who I think only had 2 points in the first quarter. Pinder. Crawford has it knocked away. Scarborough's got the pill. And over the sideline, I think, Kelvin, he's got caught. No. In fact, it's a foul on Trevor Torrance. Torrance making contact with Scarborough on the drive down the line. That's his third personal foul. And the fourth team foul, I think, for the quarter. Here we go. And in fact, it was just prior to that. Scarborough was on the way to the basket. Scarborough's still got the ball.
Not very often you see big James Crawford have the ball rejected as casually as that one that Joe Hurst just did.
Denied! 66-55, Devils by 11. Jerry Denard's had 14-point game now. Mind you, if you're a Devils fan, you're still one. They led North Melbourne by 12 in the last quarter last week. Pinder knocked out of his hands again. That was a good block by Joe Hurst. Tiny Pinder puts his arm around the referee, Rob Barnett's shoulder. Says, I thought you might have called the foul on that. Bruton, Crawford, Trevor Torrance, Crawford. Harassment is the name of the game, but Crawford rises above it.
Crawford, brilliant. Just watch the skills for any young players that are learning to play this game. The skills and the passing of these superb athletes is something to be admired.
Murray Shields.
And to learn from.
Scarborough drives. How far can you go? Won't get round Pinder. Pinder, in fact, puts into the floor with the knee and gets the foul on him. What's fine? Pinder's third. Block with the knee, says referee Graham Kemp. That's 14 fouls for the quarter, I think, now for the Perth Wildcats. And they're down by 9 points. And Dr. Dave Atkins just rests from combat for a moment. Jerry's got it in the corner, gives it to Murray Shields. And Murray Shields, the big man, has really been the sign in the latter half of this season for the Cascade Tassie Devils. Bruton's got problems now. Torrance. Look at the harassment of the Devils' defence. Bruton is going to try and lift his charges. In and out. Crawford. And here's Murray Shields making contact with the forearm. Crawford will take some shots. 2 rebounds, I think, to Murray Shields.
Cal Bruton's only got to start hitting those shots. Murray says, I'll have a big crack at big James Crawford. And gets caught with the foul.
Tiny Pinder off the court.
And Murray Shields out with Peter Blight back into the game again. For the Tassie Devils. Well, I think that's 3 from 3 that he's missed tonight. Is that right, Leon? Yes?
Would you believe that in this season pressure situation works with the crowd? Second one in. And a good look for a drop. Devils by 10. And we've got just under 2 minutes in this third quarter to go. Worth remembering that the Devils trailed by 10 at one stage. Jerry Denard, can you get the screen? well blocked by Crawford. Hurst tries to keep it in but can't. He went into the $2 seats as well.
That first half with both teams playing a zone defence, switching and changing around. Now the Devils have persisted with their zone, and Perth have gone to man-to-man, and Devils are starting to get away.
Crawford charges down the middle, draws a foul on Jerry Denard.
Fouls 22, got him on the arm.
Fouls 22, got him on the arm. Thanks, Robbie. 3 fouls now
Just
for
watch
Jerry
the
Denard.
replay here with James Crawford goes to the basket, looks to slam dunk it, and of course Joe Hurst was up there to contest it with him. And I think it was Jerry Denard that actually got called the foul.
Jerry Denard got the call of the foul. The Devils meet. They've got a 10-point lead. Crawford's going to go to the line. Let's see what Dr. Dave Atkins has got to
Got to
say.
get the ball to people on the block. They're playing man. Let's run ram, and let's wait for the man to swing across, and let's get him the block. We got White in there who can score on the block. We got Joe, we got Bert. You've got to use poise. You just can't go down and take the first shot we get and then hang our head. Let's dump it down. Let's take your time. Set it up and run it.
I think it's worth remembering what Dave Atkins was just saying to the team, and of course, this is the first time I've had the privilege to see Perth play this year, but what he said was quite appropriate to last week's performance. They got 12 points in front of North Melbourne, took every score shot that they could dream of and lost the ball game. But what he's saying is just steady it down and be more selective.
Yep. Shot selection is the name of the game in basketball.
Crawford makes the first.
Crawford's starting to hit now.
59-68. 60-68.
That could be an ominous sign for the Devils with Crawford starting to hit and looking with determination written all over his face.
Crawford's now had a 17-point game, Dennis.
Is that right?
Denard up and over to Hurst. Puts it in. Points will count, and the foul will be charged on Dan Hickett. 33. Dan Hickett cops the foul. Devils by 10. Now watch this. Over to Hurst. And Hickett standing there.
This is a tough game.
Joe Hurst.
Get called to the foul.
A bonus. 11-point lead to the Cascade Tassie Devils. 20 points now for the game for Joe Hurst. Bruton quickly to Torrance. Back to Bruton. Over to James Crawford, who muffs it under the basket, and Peter Blight takes it. Denard, Scarborough, steady. Shot clock shows 18 seconds. Plenty of time to work it for the opportune shot rather than the wrist. Oh, Blight! Blight! What a good way from there. And it's lost his boot, I believe.
And a brilliant pass by Big Jerry Denard, who gets the rebound at the other end.
Another turnover for the Devils. Another turnover. They break the ball.
We must have a sub.
We must have a sub. Now, Peter Blight's lost his boot, and the ref's saying we've got to have a sub, and Big Murray will come back on. Big Murray's huge. And the boot that is lost has been fouled, but we've got to get done quickly. So the Devils from the backcourt with this turnover. Up to Denard, back to Wayne Burton. Full court press being tried by the Perth Wildcats in their man-to-man defence. Burton, of course, can tick the shot clock down to Shields. Back to Burton. Round the top of the key, down the line, no, yes. Oh, big shot. That's why Wayne Burton's been such a superstar in the latter half of the season. The crowd have gone mad here at Kingra. The crowd have gone absolutely delirious. They love this home team. Moreover, they love to see them out in front. They lead by 15 now. Watch this.
Over the top of Dan Hickett, look. Little Wayne Burton, who's just 6'2" if he's that.
Scarborough misses. Pinder rebounds. The Perth Wildcats need this. Almost a chance for a two. Trevor Torrance down the line. No score. No score on the three-quarter time siren. And the crowd here at Kingra give their charges a standing ovation at three-quarter time. There's still a lot of hard ball to be played here, but the Devils in a very good position. Let's look at the scorers of the ball game now. For the Devils, Joe Hurst has taken over with 20. Kelvin Scarborough 16 and Jerry Denard 14. And for the visitors, 17 points to James Crawford, 12 to Tiny Pinder, and then 7 apiece to Trevor Torrance and Scott Benson. But I think the worry from Perth would come that in 3/4 of basketball now, they've thrown a paltry 60 points, the Devils 75. Cal Bruton must be a worried man. I think it'd be pretty fair to say that the Perth Wildcats haven't got a great deal of support here at Kingbury. It's a capacity crowd, and they're all currently cheering their local Chargers as we go into the last quarter of the big ball game. Up goes Hurst, knocks it back to Burden, and for the first time in the match, I think the Devils have won a tip-off. Devils by 15. Burden. Light. James Crawford gets caught for a jumping foul, and that's 2 fouls on James Crawford. Devils retain possession from the side, and it'll be Peter Blight to bring it in. Joe Hurst turns and shoots. 17 points for margin.
That's a big margin. And for the Devils to blow from here is something it can't happen.
Bruton, 3-point attempt. And Hurst playing a superb game at both ends of the court. Defensively and offensively, he has been a star. This is Kelvin Scarborough. Big Murray Shields. Hands it back to Scarborough, gets a little bit of room but won't drive. Up and over to Joe Hurst. Joe Hurst room. The shot's no good. Murray Shields. Tipped in. There's been Joe Hurst.
With total desperation, Neville, he shot the shot, he came in 10 feet and chips the ball in after Murray misses his play.
Cal Bruton drives, loses the ball. Burden will slow things down to the backcourt. Cal Bruton, desperation, and it didn't pay off. How did it might have lifted his team? Joe Hurst, Murray Shields. Don't hold, Alan, don't hold. Peter Blight will take the shot. No, he won't. He gives it to big Murray Shields. Oh!
What a brilliant assist from Peter Blight. And way to go, Murray Shields.
A reply from number 6 for the Perth side, Mike Ellis. Gee, they need some of those and in a hurry. 63-81.
Extending the defense full court now. And the Wildcats are starting to get desperate, and they need to take every risk under the book to try and get back into this game.
Devils must not take the opportunity of taking cheap shots. Fouls on. White flag! Tiny Pinder. Tiny Pinder's the man. That's 4 for Tiny Pinder. See, that's desperate stakes for the Perth Wildcats. Down by 18 points. First pieces. Burden, who just gets himself so pumped up. Almost did a tour of the stadium when that missed. Gets the second. 63-82. Devils 19 points. Cal Bruton off to Ellis. Gets himself room in the corner. Got to fire right back up to Bruton. Ellis. Pinder. Look at the desperation of the Devils. Ellis in.
He's a fine shooter, this Ellis.
2-pointer, 66-82.
He's got a family of shooters over there.
Scarborough. And the ball knocked down a court by Kelvin Bruton. 55. Charge foul against Cal Bruton. And Bruton stands their hands on hips and just wonders what will go right tonight.
Kelvin just can't. Here we have the replay. Poor old Cal doesn't seem to exert the influence on this game that he has been able to in his long career.
I think I might have called that last score by Ellis a 2-pointer. It was a 3. That scoreline, 66-82. Sure, the band got it right even if I didn't. Hurst comes in and tried to rebound it himself. The ball knocked out of court by the Devils. And it's Pinder trying to lift his charges. So will this man Bruton on the break. Number 8 is Black. Out to Ellis. The 3-pointers are starting to mount, are they? 69-82. 2 3-pointers and Cal Bruton races over to his charges. And I reckon he's really going to stir them up. Let's hear what Cal Bruton's got to say. Can you get back in, Cal?
So play good D on them. He's got their own man. You only take a good opportunity to trap, right?
They're going to come out. They change up. They likely come out on the man. If they go on the man, let's run our offense. Run the spread. Let's get what we want, all right? Man's got a hot hand. We'll take the call. We'll play quick, okay?
What are your time, fellas? Come on, stop the action. Let's go.
Okay, so what they said there, hit Ellis, he's got a hot hand. Let's get it to Ellis. And for those three-pointers that he scored in the last few minutes, it could really hurt the Devils, and it could be the shades of last week when North Melbourne did the same to them after the Devils led by 12 points late in the final quarter, and they blew that game. Let's hope the Devils say that it's not press.
Scarborough on the sprint. The Devils must score here. And I'm not starting to panic. I think the Devils have got this pretty well under control. They wouldn't want another turnover for a 3-point at the other end. They lead 82-69. That's a 13-point buffer. There's 8 and 3/4 minutes on the clock. Burton going to take the shot.
Oh, not good shot selection there.
And now we've got the chance for another turnover. Black to Crawford, and it's in. Crawford having a very good game at times. Throws 19 points. And it's 71-82. And I wonder if in the back of the Devils' minds they'll remember that last week they led North Melbourne by 12. Hurst has been hot tonight.
Yeah, you got him down the
I reckon he's copped the. He'll take the foul there. The foul on Alan Black. Shoving foul. They'll take shots. And just at the time when the Devils need to steady, the shooting machine Hurst goes to the line.
Certainly do need to steady at this stage. Crucial.
Yeah. This is the first.
Whoa. 8 minutes, 19 seconds to go, and 11 points the difference. This is a big point.
In it goes. 83-71. Now, let's have a look at this though. There's the danger man, Ellis to Bruton. Off to Black. He's going to take the long shot. That's off. The rebounding is done by Kelvin Bruton. He steals the ball, turns and shoots and pops it in. The ball game's still alive, folks. I'll tell you that. It's back to 9 points. Scarborough.
Scarborough and Hurst must exert an influence, must score.
Up and over to Hurst. Here's a chance. Get out rounded about Barry Shields. No, Hurst, a big chance again. No. And Hurst is down in the backcourt, but he's all right this time. Pinder loses the ball. Scoops it back. Black's going to recover it. Ellis put down after he took the shot. 3. And Murray suddenly got the speed bobbles.
3-point foul too, so he gets three opportunities to score this time.
Yeah, watch this. There's the ball scooped back in the court. That was terrific work. Bruton, Ellis now. Bang, down he goes. He's got 3 shots now. Ellis first. Misses. Still 9 points to difference. Bruton says to Ellis, come on, steady, steady. We've got to get one out of the mess. So there's 3 3-pointers. Now we can't get them from the zip line. Third one goes in. 75-83. 8 points the difference. Burton in the backcourt. Ellis harassing. Burton's up there now. Got the rest of the team back with him. Joe Hurst. Back to Denard. Bounce pass back to Scarborough. Into the key. How far will he go? Denard. A travel called on Kelvin Scarborough. He's been caught a bit like that this year. And again, we see another Wildcat chance.
Sure, yeah.
Bruton. Crawford.
Side.
Oh, see him hit in the air there, and suddenly it's back at 6 points. The crowd have got very quiet. Now, the Devils showed enormous character last week to fight back. They start their fight back now, the right. Bernard. Scarborough. Some dribbling skills. He can't give it to anybody though. Burton. Look at the guarding now for Perth Wildcats. What a ball game we've got. Scarborough. Murray Shields. Take a bow, Big Murray.
Brilliant speed by Scarborough.
Crawford back to Black. Out to Bruton. Three-pointer attempt by Bruton. Hits the back of the ring and it's rebounded by Burton. An important move for the Devils, that one. Really got a three-pointer there in the head.
Very important turnover for the Devils. One the Perth Wildcats really wanted to put the pressure right back on the Devils again. Interception, Tiny Pinder.
Interception by Wayne Burton. Status quo maintained. Steady, Burton is yelling. Just steady. Let's cool it and take the sensible shot. Scarborough. On the drive down the back line. No, it's not in, but he's got another chance for it. Still out. Hurst. Burton. And Dave Atkins on the sideline is yelling at the Blue Boys. Wilson for an easy one. Takes the lead out to the mid again. 5.5 minutes to go, a bit under. Pinder. The deflection there from Big. It's a blue ball. The blue ball and away go the Devils again. Until he thought Gennard might have knocked that out of court. It doesn't matter what the commentators think, I can tell you that. Scarborough. Murray Shields. The lone card of Kingborough after this at the Devils win. Been superb in the clutch. It's off again. Look at Pinder. Would you like to beat him? Late at night. Oh, there's an up and over. I think it's a bad mistake by Ellis.
And the pressure is starting to tell on both teams with fundamental errors being made.
Wayne Burton has got to get round Kelvin Bruton. Murray Shields. Have your own, Murray. Oh, Bruton steals. Hands off to Ellis. The drive down to the top of the key. Turns and shoots and misses. Who's got the numbers? Pinder, you're a desperate man. Ellis, more so. Crawford. And Terry Denard is the man who clutched into his chest. What a terrific chance for Perth then to put the pressure back on the Devils.
Mike Ellis is working overtime at both ends of the court. He's not going to let Scarborough get loose to score the easy basket again after letting him walk into that last layup by the look of it.
See if he can get one. He's got the screen, takes the shot, misses. He's got a chance to get it back. Comes in the corner. Big Jerry Denard will steady it. Give it back to Scarborough. Oh, Hurst recovers another mistake. Lift that last charge. Alan Black. Terrific basket. Where there's life, there's hope. Where there's time on the clock, there's a chance, I suppose. The Devils up by 8. And a knee guarding call again on Alan Black. Just dropped the knee out. And Alan Black's had 4 fouls. There we see Mike Ellis just pushing that knee out to prevent movement from Scarborough. Maybe. You've got to believe it, it's in the book. It's been etched on the record of NBL basketball. 88-79. 89-79. Kelvin Scarborough steadies them. Scarborough's play goal was the 20-point haul tonight. Alan Black. Who's got it? Who wants it? That's what it's all about. Foul call, is there?
Foul call on Kelvin Bruton, I think, in that instance. And the 1-on-1 situation again.
Here we go. Watch Bruton's movement. 55 is the man we're looking at. In he comes. Oh, the contact.
A little bit of a hit there. And
I think it might have happened just as the ball went out of the shot of Bruton. I don't think the crowd love this now. Didn't play go when the Wildcats scored back to a 19-point deficit.
My word, they did, and there was a lot of deep bleeding.
90-79, 91-79.
It's not over yet. The Wildcats are there, and look, when you've got 3-point shooters around the place like they have,
Crawford takes it easy, two of them.
not worried about
3 points difference. And another turnover. Well,
yes, it's a Bruton.
83-91. Look at this full court press. Murray Shields gets it out to Denard and they break out of jail. Burden. Gee, I tell you what, whenever you think this third side is down for the count, a timeout to be charged. Dave Atkins wants to slow the game down. I'm just going to make the comment though, Dennis, as far as that, whenever this third side look down, never count them out. They are a terrific fighting combination.
8 points of difference with 2.5 minutes to go. They just scored 4 points in the last 30 seconds.
I give all marks to this mob. The Devils have played well tonight. Dr. Dave Atkins.
Let's use this, and they're going to be fouling. Take it to the side unless they foul Scarborough and we shoot. We can't lose it if you take care of the basketball and get good shots. Start your offense with 10 minutes, with 10 seconds. Just do it properly.
The Devils are all fired up there. They're expecting that the Perth Wildcats are going to come out and double team and commit fouls. And then each time, instead of going to the line, Davis said, we'll take it to the side so that we've got possession of that ball again and we're not going to give it back to them in too much of a hurry. So they've got 30 seconds each time they get possession of the ball. They can walk to the side of the court. And the foul's committed, take the ball and another 30 seconds to start.
Not much room at the den tonight, I can tell you that. On the home side, the best treatment that they can get for depression here is the home team win. Maybe they're seeing that, three of them. Scarborough, slow down. Bruton's going to harass him. Jerry Denard, back to the man Burden. Denard, first, he'll try. Loves it. Wouldn't love the result. Look at Crawford go. Arms and legs flying. Black's got it. Off to Ellis. 3-point attempt. Hits the top of the rim. Who's rebounding? Burden finishes up with it. Scarborough. 2 minutes and 3 seconds to go. Burden. Maybe the horrors of last week when they led so convincingly in the last quarter could be erased tonight. It's been a terrific performance by the Devils. After that slow start in the first quarter, they've pretty well controlled the ball game. Scarborough.
There's one hand in the back for the rebound. Side.
Back to the rebound. Side. Foul on Big Murray. Tiny Pinder. Murray Shields is the call. That's 5 for you, Big Murray. Well, I think he can be pretty happy with his night's work too. He's put in some key baskets, the big man. He finished up with 10 points. A lot of personal pride.
Another sub, big man coming in to exert his influence in the game. Good control to replace Murray, and he's a bigger scoring threat than Murray probably. And a little bit more mobile, so the pressure will be on.
Squeeze the defence back. Here goes Crawford. Foul. Joe Hurst goes up to discuss that one with the referee, Rob Barnett. For all the discussions, it does no good. And you'll find that Crawford will go to the line. Well, gee, ticky touch look perhaps. Who will we to make judgments? We're to call the ball game. Crawford. Yes, sir. Watch the crowd for a moment or two. 1 minute 39 on the clock. 84-91. 85-91. A minute and a half to go. Full court press. Here's the drama. Hurst.
Jerry Denard down in the forward court all on his own.
Now Scarborough's got it. Now back to Burden. Bit of underbusiness. 20 pounds out there. Just that bit of pressure, mounting pressure from this terrific team from Perth. Denard. Wayne Burden. Devils from the side. The foul call on Michael Ellis. End of your night, Mike Ellis. That's 5. 5 Ellis, 5
see the rugby. No, we won't. Players everywhere.
Hurst got into open space to take the fill. Ball knocked out of his hands across the line, and it'll be blue ball from the side. 1 minute 10 seconds to go. Devils 91, Perth Wildcats 85. Peterman. Jerry Denard. White ball. Knocked down and scored by Peter Van, apparently, or it's not over yet.
It's not over yet by a long shot.
Kelvin Bruton, Alan Black. Inside to Crawford on the turn, he fires and buckets. 51 seconds to go, 87-91. 4 points the difference. Full court press in the backcourt. Scarborough tries to break out the man, he does. Now, if they take the clock down this time, Devils, they're a chance. Blue ball. Gee, this is critical now. Even the call of the ball over the side is critical stuff. Hurst. Scarborough gives a bit of space. 4 points the difference. Scarborough's taking the clock down. Clock shows 9 seconds. And a foul. A foul on Kelvin Bruton. Bruton in desperation has fouled Scarborough. And it'll be blue ball from the side again with 26 seconds left on the clock. The Devils leading by 4. There's the contact by Cal Bruton. Just there. So the Perth side down with 26 seconds to go. They trail by 4. Let's see what Cal Bruton's going to say.
Whoever man takes it out, it's going to double team, okay? We're going to block everything off from coming into the front court. All right, in other words, make everything open into our basket, okay? Chest them up. We're going to try to get into the lanes, see if we can pick that pass out the air. If they try to go that way, play the position and try to throw the charge, okay? Try to throw the charge.
Hey, it's all about stick, baby. We've done this a lot. You stare your guy in the face, you don't let him touch the ball, we get it. All right? All right? And then as soon as we come down and score, we got to do the same thing right off the bat. No time to wait. There's only 26 seconds. So we stick, we score, and we stick.
Okay, now we got to foul in intervals of like 4 or 5 seconds. Like, you can't kill them. Like, kill around for 8, 9, 10 seconds, all right? Okay?
So that'll be the last chat he's got to his side. 26 seconds to go. Devils by 4. And the crowd. What do they chant? What do you reckon? Jerry Denard's going to start play. Where to? Wayne Burton. Up to Denard. In the corner to Peter Mann. They don't even want the basket, they want the clock. Hurst. 14 lays over and they can not moving. They won't forget it'll be Devils ball from the side.
It's intentional foul ball. They walk on the line, or they can take it on the side.
So what happens? Right to the line. There it is. It's called intentional.
And they're going.
2 shots, ball from the side on the intentional foul. That's ball game over, I reckon, folks. 16 seconds on the clock. Hurst to build on the 4-point lead. Does not. Time out now. Technical foul showing. Technical foul on 55. Kelvin Bruton, who's apparently bad man with the referee. And in the moment of anguish that he's experiencing at the moment, who can blame him? Not that you can condone it, but who blames him? Gee, that shows the pressure out there. This man is one of the best shooters in the NBL. Now Scarborough comes up to take the shots for the technical.
Yep.
For the technical foul. And that's an important basket because it makes the gap 5. It's a 3 and a 2 you need now. With only 16 seconds on the clock, that's game over, I reckon. That's 6 points. That's 2 3-points. And then the Devils take the ball from the side. What a game. What a game. Tremendous performance by the Devils.
This wonderful National Basketball League Championship competition that we have.
Another foul on 14 Pinder. Scott Pinder. 11 seconds left on the clock. It's a smorgasbord of fouls and technical fouls. Bruton and his Perth Wildcats. It'll be the bitter disappointment of defeat, and maybe the defeat that eventually could tumble them out of the playoffs. Let's look at the major scorers in the ball game. Kelvin Scarborough, the game high of 26, or the Devils high 26. Perth 25. 14 to Jerry Denard, 10 to Murray Shields. Then for the Perth Wildcats, we saw 28 points to James Crawford, and 12 points each to Tiny Pinder and Michael Ellis. Final score down here at the Kingborough Sports Stadium in Hobart. Cascade Tassie Devils 95. Perth Wildcats 87, as we catch up with some interviews down on courtside. Well, purely from a Tasmanian point of view, I thought I'd be standing here last week with a big smile on my face when the Tassie Devils played North Melbourne, had a big lead in the last quarter, and then eventually went down by 2 points. And I think, Jerry Denard, there was a bit of that feeling in the crowd tonight. The big lead suddenly whittled down to 5 or 6. How was it out there on the court?
It was a pretty nervous time because we got in the same situation as we did last weekend, and it just came down to, it was 2 minutes, 38 seconds on the clock, just like last week. But we dug deep down, and we just held them off as best we could and came out with a victory this time.
And really a desperate game. And consistently this year, when the Devils have won games, you've been able to keep your opponents down to very low scores, and that was the case again tonight.
Yeah, we've really tried very hard this year to work, consistently on our defense, and that has been one of our great attributes this year. And tonight we just did that very consistently, and I believe, though, Perth were just a bit down tonight. I don't know if it's been because of their losing streak at the moment, but we seem to have just a bit of the edge tonight, and it carried us over to a nice victory.
Well, in fact, history has shown that the Devils versus the Perth side in the last couple of years, anyhow, have been very close and hard tussles.
Yeah, it's becoming a great contest, and we enjoy going over to Perth and getting away from Tasmania and going to someplace where it's nice and warm to play. And last year we went over there and had a nice victory on the Perth and Adelaide trip, and this year we're hoping to repeat the same thing.
Well, it gives you a sniff now for the playoffs. It was an important win for the Devils. Are you still thinking of that top 6?
Well, we're definitely in the running for it, and hopefully we get a couple more wins under our belts, and a few of the other teams lose a few, we could be right in there.
Well done, Jerry Denard.
Thank you.
Sure, thanks, Jerry. Yeah, well done, mate. Okay, a real pressure game. Right?
Yeah, it was. It was tough for us. We didn't get off to a good start, so
that'll do. Well, from the happy smiles of Jerry Denard now to a smile, but probably a forced one from James Crawford. And I was just saying to Jerry Denard, James, a really tough game out there on the court tonight.
Yeah, it was a tough one, kind of. I think Hobart got off to a good start, and we struggled at the beginning. We got down by a few points, and it was tough for us to get back.
What's gone wrong at Perth? You've got away to a terrific start this season, and suddenly things not going right for you. Can you single out a single thing that's going wrong, or is it a lot of things?
Can't pinpoint it. I think we lost that, that drive, that determination. We don't seem to be playing, as determined as we did last year, or together as well as we did last year. We had a good unit, and I think it's just something we have to get over as a team. I don't think it's come from one particular incident.
So I suppose now the pressure just continues to mount, and tomorrow night you're still on the road, you're up in Sydney, and I suppose it would be an understatement to say that is really an important fixture for you now.
For sure, like each game we lose, we put more pressure on ourselves, so it's becoming more and more difficult for us to pull ourselves out of the slump that we're in, and we definitely is in a slump at the moment. But the game tomorrow is a must for us, and I think we got a lot of character in our team. I think we'll come out and we'll show that we still are a final contender. I think if we get into a final, you'll see a whole different Wildcats team, and I think we will be there.
Okay, James. Well, bad luck tonight and good luck tomorrow night.
Yeah, thank you.
So that's the story from the Devil's Den here in Hobart. A win to the home side, who incidentally next week are at home to the Sydney Kings. And that's where the Perth side are off to tomorrow night. If you understand all that, there's still plenty of NBL action to come for you, wherever you might be, either in Perth or here in Tasmania. But right now, it's good night from Kingborough.